Happy Sunday, everyone. I know Sunday is a rest day, but I would like to fulfill my promise of giving you the next reading miscue, which is Omission. For those who have just joined in, or for those who have just subscribed to my channel, welcome to Reading Experts. So again, this particular episode or presentation is entitled Reading Miscue, a Cue to Reading Success. For those who have already watched the previous presentation about word-by-word reading, I hope that you have already realized that a particular reading miscue, such as word-by-word reading, is just a manifestation of another reading problem. If you notice in the presentation, I have included the different or the three possible causes of word-by-word reading, which are poor word recognition skill, poor reading habit, or poor comprehension. So with this in mind, if we can actually spot or identify which actually causes a particular reading miscue, this will lead us to better our drafting or crafting of the child's remedial program. So reading experts, are you ready? I know you are. So I will be sharing now with you about Omission, but I'll be giving you a bonus because I have merged with this presentation repetition as well. If you're asking me why I did it, I did this merging of these two reading miscues because they share common symptoms and common remedial techniques. So when you ask a child to read during your assessment, how will you spot right away that he or she is committing omission or repetition? So on the screen, I have included there the symptoms already. So the pupil omits certain words and or phrases. Sometimes only letters are omitted. So if the child omits a letter, it is also considered omission. If the child omits a word, it is still omission, as well as with phrases. Now, for repetitions, it can be easily recognized because the child rereads a word. If the child omits a particular word of the text during the administration of the Philippine Informal Reading Inventory, encircle the word the child omitted and count as one error a word or a phrase that the child omits. And these are the possible causes of reading omission and repetition. Insufficient word recognition, just like with word-by-word reading. Also, insufficient word analysis skills, such as phonics, structural analysis, use of context clues, and use of the dictionary. So no wonder why if you are a reading teacher, you actually teaches the skill using a dictionary. And I just learned when I was studying this particular content, it has actually a bigger impact on the reading capability or reading ability of the child when he or she is trained how to use a dictionary. And of course, another reason which is also similar to word-by-word reading is the poor reading habit. And my dear reading advocates, my fellow educators, you have to take note that omission is just a symptom of a larger problem in word analysis difficulties. How will you know if which causes the child's reading omission? Now, I have here some techniques how to diagnose it properly. So, you are going to check if the child has a confusion on letter-sound correspondence. Well, actually, I am using a kit from Devil's Next. There is actually a particular tool in the package wherein you can check whether the child has a confusion on letter-sound correspondence. I'll be giving you the link of Devil's Next package so that you can use it in diagnosing your remedial readers. Next, difficulty sounding short and long vowel sounds. Another is that you have to check on the difficulty sounding vowel and consonant digraphs such as CH, ch, SH, sh, and many more. Then, difficulty blending sounds. It is also part of the Double Snacks package. They have this part of the package wherein the child will be asked to blend not these are not real words, but they will be blending these sounds and forming nonsense words. So here you can really check whether the child can really blend or not. The next is difficulty segmenting sounds. So these are actually phonemic activities. If the child can actually maneuver or can actually manipulate sounds. So it is actually a requirement for phonemic awareness activities before you indulge the child into phonics instruction. But this time it's not for instruction purposes but for diagnostic purposes. And then you can also check if the child has difficulty spelling words. And if all the answers to these or most of the answers to these concerns are yes, then it can be the possible cause of the child's reading omission. So another reason for the child's reading omission or reading repetition is poor word recognition. Now, how will you check if the child has poor word recognition skill? Personally, I'm using this one, Deutsch Basic Sight Words. This is very common among teachers, especially in the public school. But I would like to give a caveat on this. If you are using Deutsch Basic Sight Words as your diagnostic tools, please do not use this for your instruction because your tool will become invalid. So this is actually a common mistake among educators who are using Deutsch as a tool to diagnose, at the same time use it for remedial instruction. Next, Sandiego Quick Assessment. This is what I am using now in our school, especially if we are diagnosing a lot of pupils. So Sandiego, as the name suggests, it's really a quick assessment. Don't you worry, my fellow educators. I will be having a separate vlog session on how to administrate Deutsch Basic Sight Words and Sandiego Quick Assessment. Hope you will stay tuned in my channel so that you will have a privilege of learning how to administer these two word recognition assessments. My recommendations for remediation for those children you will diagnose with reading omission error. At the start of this presentation, we identified the three possible causes of reading omissions, right? And these are poor reading habit, poor word recognition skill, and poor word analysis skills. Now, I will not be giving any more recommendations for word recognition skills because I have included this already when I discussed with you about word by word reading. So just kindly check out that video on my channel. This time I'll be adding more for poor reading habit, and these are my recommendations. The reader's attention should be called to omission when they occur. Making an immediate correction is the first step toward breaking the habit. So each time the child commits reading omission, call his or her attention. And then, often a paper guide is helpful to young or younger readers. This guide may be a piece of paper approximately 1/2 inch by 2 inches, with a tail on the bottom for a handle. Moving the guide along the line of print as the child reads will help him to keep his place. I actually made an example, but I don't think so I cut the paper right, but this is just to give you an idea. You can actually make yours better. So for example, a child reads a particular text, like this one. You can actually use this as guide when reading from left to right, making sure the child does not omit any of the words or any of the letters. You can actually make it better by putting a hole at the center so that when the child moves this from left to right, he can just see the word on the whole. So if the reason of your child's reading omission is poor word analysis skills, then you have to go back to your phonics instruction. So that will be the focus of your remediation program. So you have to teach again the letter sound correspondence to the child, teach the child how to blend the sounds, and then teach the child using different phonics methods. You can actually use a synthetic phonics wherein the child produces sound, blend them together, and form a word. Or you can have the analytic phonics approach wherein there is a word, you have to ask the child to give the individual sounds of the word and then blend them again together. So it's just like the reverse approach of the synthetic phonics. Or you can have also the embedded phonics. What is embedded phonics? Embedded phonics is actually similar to lit-based instruction, wherein you start with a short story that contains the target sound. So you just play with these different kinds of phonics approaches so that the child will have a balanced phonics instruction. And again, don't forget to teach your child how to use a dictionary, because actually it involves different skills like alphabetizing. Another thing for word analysis skills, actually you cannot separate this when you teach your child how to read, and this is spelling. So spelling and reading are intertwined together. So we have to see to it that this is being catered during your remedial session so that you can help your child better his reading skills. And to help the child solve this problem of omitting words when reading. So to my fellow educators and to my fellow reading advocates, please stay tuned to my channel. For those who have not subscribed yet, please subscribe and share. So for my next presentation, I'll be sharing with you the characteristics and causes of reading substitution. See ya!